Baked chicken legs. This baked chicken legs recipe makes them so juicy with perfect crispy skin. You need just a few simple ingredients and easy 10-minute prep. Ingredients and substitutions. Chicken drumsticks. Try to choose ones that are uniform in size, so that they cook at the same rate. Some people have asked me if they can use this oven-baked chicken legs recipe for chicken breast. The answer is you can, but you're better off following my baked chicken breast recipe. Some of my tips are different for that cut. Butter or oil. This helps make the chicken more crispy on the outside and juicy on the inside. It also helps the seasonings stick. Butter has a low smoke point, so I don't usually use it for roasting, but I love the flavor that it gives this recipe and haven't had any issues with it. If you're concerned about it, feel free to use ghee, olive oil, or avocado oil instead. Spraying with cooking spray would also work, but I prefer to avoid the chemicals. Smoked paprika adds a yummy smoky flavor, as well as color. Feel free to swap in regular paprika if that's what you have on hand. Garlic powder. I use garlic powder instead of fresh garlic, as the latter would burn. If you want to use fresh garlic, it's best to put it in a compound butter underneath the skin instead, like I do with my air fryer chicken legs. Sea salt and black pepper. How to bake chicken legs. Prep the oven and pan. Preheat the oven. Line a baking sheet with aluminum foil. I always do this for easy cleanup. Then place an oven-safe rack over the sheet pan. I like this set, it's non-stick, so easy to clean. I prefer foil rather than parchment paper for lining underneath the rack, because it catches the juices more easily. Dry the chicken. Pat the drumsticks dry with a paper towel to remove excess moisture. Brush with butter. Brush the chicken legs on all sides with melted butter, or use olive oil or avocado oil if you prefer. Add the seasonings. Sprinkle smoked paprika, garlic powder, sea salt, and black pepper on all sides of the chicken. Bake chicken legs in the oven. Roasting at high heat, flipping halfway through, will get them crispy, aka just how we want them. But see my tips below if they aren't crisp enough for you. Let the chicken rest. Remove from the oven and wait a few minutes before serving. My tips for crispy, juicy results. Patting dry is crucial. I pretty much always pat steaks, poultry, and fish dry before cooking, as it helps them all stay more juicy. But for skin-on chicken in particular, this also helps the skin crisp up better. Season on the rack to save on dishes. I add the butter and seasonings right on the rack for a time-saving shortcut, but you can season in the chicken in a large bowl if you prefer. Simply pour the melted butter, or oil of your choice, over the chicken in the bowl, add the seasonings, and toss to coat. Start with the pretty side down. The side facing up last ends up a teeny tiny bit more crispy than the bottom side, so I like to start with the best side down and end with it face up. And flipping is a must to get crispy on all sides, even with the rack. Cook to 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Whether you are cooking chicken legs in the oven or using just about any other method, they should reach an internal temperature of at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit to be safe source. However, I recommend 170 degrees Fahrenheit for dark meat recipes like this, because that's when the collagen breaks down, in other words, they become juicy and tender. Here is the meat thermometer I use and recommend. Broil if needed. If the baked chicken legs are not as crispy as you like by the time they reach the right internal temperature, place them under the broiler for a couple of minutes to crisp up the skin more. Watch closely so that they don't burn. Don't forget to rest. Letting the chicken rest for 5 minutes after baking helps seal in the juices and ensure that they stay moist on the inside. How long to bake chicken legs? 4 average-sized drumsticks. Bake chicken legs for 35 to 45 minutes, flipping halfway through. The exact time will vary a bit, due to varying oven temperatures as well as drumstick size, so see my tips above to ensure they turn out just right. Storage instructions. Store. Keep leftovers in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 3 to 4 days. The skin does get soft when you store it, but you can crisp it up again if you reheat correctly. Reheat. For crispy skin and a juicy inside, I highly recommend reheating chicken legs in the oven again, but this time at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. If the skin is still not crisp, you can place under the broiler for a minute or two. The microwave works in a pinch, but the skin will be soft. Freeze. You can freeze raw chicken for up to 9 to 12 months. Already baked chicken legs taste best if you freeze for no more than 3 to 4 months. I like to lay them on a parchment-lined sheet pan in a single layer and freeze until solid, then transfer to a Ziploc bag for compact storage. This method prevents them from sticking together. For best results, thaw the chicken before you reheat.